The Democratic Party has done a full 180. Currently, they are sitting at an all-time low approval rating of 21%. So, I mark this as a pivotal moment, talking about how the Democratic Party is, in fact, 180% cooked right now. I've done the math, I've tabulated all of it, and on the most critically acclaimed YouTube's favorite ever franchise on all of the internet, the How Effed Are the Democrats franchise, we are currently sitting at 180%. All right, here we are logging on the daily. All right, if you are not subscribed for the greatest series in YouTube history, you are missing out. So let's look at a CNN host lose his absolute shit while looking at the Democratic Party approval rating drops to 21%. We have a lot planned for today because this has probably been the most impactful week of downfalls I've ever seen. Two of the biggest voices on the Democratic side, Bill Maher, as well as another dude who totally has a name. Hold on. He definitely has a name. I think it's Howard Stern. Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart and Bill Maher both flipped on the Democrats, and they are two of the biggest Democratic voices in the entire party. So we have so many downfalls to look at, so many W's to take, and so many insane retards to laugh at. So definitely lock in, boys and girls. We got a wild ride. So first, let's look at this man crying about the 21% approval rating, because that's the funniest shit in the world.
Toledo, voters' views of...
Holy Toledo! Bro had to whip out the Toledo for this one.
The Democrats in Congress among all voters disapprove, 68%.
Yikes!
And look at the approved number, just 21%.
Look at the approved number. Holy Toledo, Batman. Sitting at 21% approval rating. That's insanity. I didn't never think we'd get this far. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever seen a downfall this bad. Look, Disney Snow Woke downfall, that's a big downfall, okay? That's a pretty big downfall. They lost billions of dollars or some shit, all right? That's crazy. That's nothing compared to what we're seeing now. Disney will plod on, all right? They will keep cooking. But this is unbelievable. How do you fail this badly? Their number one front runners are all retards. Florida stays red. We're covering that. Don't worry. Holy smokes, Batman.
Even lower than the Democratic Party at large. This is the lowest on record for Democrats.
Lowest on record? Oh my God. The funniest thing is, you know, Trump is in office right now, and he keeps saying crazy shit like, oh, third term, it's gonna be big. We didn't rule out running for a third term. All 7 swing states, Canada will become Mexico, which will also become America. We will call it Gay Dakota. Greenland, we're taking Greenland, whether we like it or not. It'll be ours. Denmark, they're gay and retarded. All right, he didn't go that far. That's insane. Sorry, Denmark. But the point is, bro keeps saying wild shit. Everyone on the Democrat side is sitting there and screaming about how Trump finally went too far and he's turning against the people. The Democratic Party lost 8% over the last 1 week. 1 week! Are we on the same page?
According to Quinnipiac University polling, you think these numbers are bad? Let's go to this side of the screen. We'll look how Democratic voters feel. Get this. The plurality of Democratic voters disapprove of Democrats in Congress at 4.
Do you realize how insane this is? Less than half the Democrats approve of the Democrats. This is historic. Historic downfalls. And we literally all know why. We literally all know why this is happening. All right? It makes so much sense if you think about it. It's because on every single hot button issue, the Democrats find a way to be so anti-Trump, they literally take the side of monsters. All right, I uploaded a video with potentially the greatest title on the history of YouTube. I'm gonna show it to you because I'm very proud. Democrats are defending a corpse fucker. Now, you probably think, well, that's stupid. There's no way. There's no way the Democrats are defending a corpse fucker. And my comment section is just losing their shit. Democrats really chose the necromancer alignment. Oh, we will consult the bones. Oh, no. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is they are finding ways to literally take the sides of the most completely unhinged, insane people. It's a glorious day, and I love it so much.
49% and just 40% approve. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Oh my goodness gracious.
This is CNN. Dude's absolutely crashing out.
You just can't get worse than these numbers.
And this is
I love how he also gives us a death flag. You just can't get worse than these numbers. Well, let's see if that ages well. Definitely subscribe, because we will be making the Democrats are 190% fucked at the rate this is going.
We're right here really driving all of this. If Democrats have turned, if Democratic voters have turned on Democrats in Congress and the Democratic Party, that's what puts the numbers at historic lows. What is it they want to be seeing, these voters?
What is going on? I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what they want to be seeing. They want deportations. They don't want biological men and women sports, all right? They don't want mega woke bullshit. But somehow, because Trump also said that, that's where the party's going. It's the oligarchy that's doing everything. There's billionaires. They don't care
what's going on. They don't like what's coming out of some of those Senate Democrats like Chuck Schumer, because take a look at the direction.
They don't like to hear what Chuck Schumer says, or what Jasmine Crockett says, or what AOC says. Literally, the Democratic Party, all of their like top people are retards. I don't understand.
Section of the party. Democratic voters on Democrats in Congress doing too little to oppose Donald Trump. Look at this. 77% should stay principled, even if it means nothing gets done in Washington, D.C. 65%. And this 65% is such a difference from where we were in 2017 at this point, when just 33% of Democrats say they should stay principled, compared to 59% who said they want to compromise. Democrats do not want compromise at this point. They want a fighter. They want to go into the ring.
But the funny thing is, they have fighters. They're just fighting for retardation instead of actually fighting for anything meaningful.
Muhammad Ali did against Sonny Liston. They want to take down the Republicans. They do not want this compromise anymore. They want to be more like Republicans, get up to that stage.
Yeah, they want to be more like Republicans. I'm glad people are picking this up.
And fight. And right now they feel like their leaders in Congress are simply not doing so. And that is why their approval rating for congressional Democrats is at an all-time low, even among Democrats with more disapproving than approving.
Yeah, it seems that these Senate Democrats seem to be banking on the idea that there is still a political middle, as it were. We will see. We will see.
We will.
Yeah, it's funny. I just find this so funny, watching people just coping. They're literally just coping so hard. They're enthralled with keeping up the same bullshit. It's like, oh my God, guys, what about the Department of Education? DOGE is the villains. Well, that didn't age well at all. Now, they tried very hard to win a couple of elections, but it turns out, even though Trump is doing all sorts of shit and people are so mad at Trump, you have people on TikTok literally flipping out about Trump. Turns out, Randy Fine won Florida. So he won Florida, and that's pretty crazy. Turns out, Republican Randy Fine defeated Democrat Josh Weil to win Florida with the congressional seat vacated by Mike Waltz. So it turns out, despite the fact that the media keeps telling us that everyone's angry at Trump, Trump keeps winning. I don't know if you're aware, but Florida is one of the 7 swing states. 7 swing states. That's crazy. And the funniest thing, personally, to me, and I have to say this is funny, very funny, it's not just that, like, he won by a little. No. He won by 11%. Democrats spent $10 million in Florida to lose 11%. That is a massive loss. It's almost like this isn't even a swing state, bro. It's not even a swing state. It's just a red state at this point. I don't know what's happening. Oh, God. Yeah, DeMail won Wisconsin. Yeah, but it's crazy. Holy shit. Insanity. Oh, my God. Now, DOGE has been basically the number one target. The number one target of the Democrats for a very long time. A very, very long time. In fact, the longest time. It is essentially the number one thing, literally the number one thing that the Democrats are complaining about. It's a constitutional crisis. He's an oligarch. It's the oligarchy, the billionaires. Constitutional crisis. You know, they're all freaking yelling about this shit constantly. So this is Jon Stewart. Very Democrat man. And this is Jon Stewart completely glazing Elon Musk. It's the craziest shit in the world. This is the best ad of all time in the history of advertisements. DOGE does not stop winning. And the funny thing is, all the corrupt people in Congress that are trying so hard to get DOGE to stop because they don't want to get investigated themselves, probably. I'm not saying that there's fraud going on in Congress, but there are people worth billions of, millions of dollars, many millions of dollars, suspiciously amounts of millions of dollars, and DOGE is asking tough questions. So anyway, let's look at what the Democrat, this fellow, has to say about Elon Musk after learning a couple of things. This is the craziest ad for DOGE in the history of time. Remember, this guy is one of the staunchest Democrats ever.
We have to issue the notice of funding opportunity within 180 days. That's step 1. Step 2, which all 56 state applicants completed, is states who want to participate must submit a letter of intent.
All right.
After they do that, they can submit a request for up to $5 million in planning grants. Then the NTIA, step 4, has to review and approve and award, again, planning grants, not broadband grants.
No.
Planning grants.
And it's still at the NTIA. It's still at the first step.
All right, so the NTIA must issue a NOFO within 180 days.
Listen to him explaining this. This is incredible. Just watch Howard John. I don't know why I keep calling him Howard Stern. Watch Jon Stewart's face.
Who want to participate must submit their letter of intent. Step 3, they can request up to $5 million in planning grants.
Why is this so bullshit?
Just planning.
Just planning.
Just planning. He's like, wait, this sounds pretty retarded.
Step 4,
all right.
The requests are reviewed, approved, and awarded by the NTIA,
all right.
Which currently all 56, 3 years later, all 56 applicants had passed through at least step 5. It took more than 3 years. So it's a long time. States must submit a 5-year action plan. The states kind of go back and they kind of think about how they're going to do this. And they don't just say, okay, thank you for the money. We're going to spend it. And you can see how it worked out later. We're like, here's our 5-year action plan.
Okay, all right.
Then
So basically, are you getting the point here? This is all fucking retarded, bro. It doesn't stop.
FCC must publish the broadband data maps before NTIA allocates funds. So having done the NOFO, the letters of intent, the request for planning grants, then the review, approval, and awarding of the planning grants, then the 5-year action plans. In between that, the federal government has to put forward a map saying where it thinks we need rural broadband subsidies. And then, of course, the states need an opportunity to challenge the map for accuracy. And you can imagine this doesn't all happen in like a day.
Yeah, so basically, if you want to tie your shoelaces in the federal government, you need to spend $5 million and 6 years of planning. That's what this man is slowly realizing, why you actually do need government oversight. This is why shit never gets done. Somehow, we have billions of dollars going to Afghanistan gay chickens, all right? That shit happens, but somehow, to do anything even remotely normal, it takes all these steps, all these millions, and all these months to get anywhere. This is one of the staunchest Democrats around. Watch him flip in real time.
Okay. So then the NTIA, step 7, has to use the FCC maps to make allocation decisions. Then, having already done their letter of intent, their request for planning grants, it's hard even to talk about this, man. Step 7 is NTIA must use the FCC maps that were already challenged for allocation decisions.
Yeah.
Then, having submitted all this, I think this one is actually quite amazing.
Yeah.
Having submitted their 5-year plans or letters of intent, step 8 is states must submit an initial proposal.
Initial. They have made it to the initial proposal, ladies and gentlemen. This is a government working at full efficiency.
An initial proposal to the NTIA. Then...
Is that the result of their $5 million planning fund? This initial
I assume,
proposal?
But then what was the 5-year plan?
And what the fuck did they apply for? What was their NOFO?
Like, if the 5-year action...
Oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. This is the greatest thing ever. Oh, Lord.
...plan isn't the initial proposal, then what's the 5-year action
Forget NOFO.
plan? Okay.
MOFO.
Step 9.
Yeah.
NTIA must review and approve each state's, again, initial proposal.
Right.
By my read, we have had at least 2 initial proposals here, but that's...
No. There's the planning stage, and then there's the initial proposal, all right? Those are 8 steps.
Different issue.
Oh, my God.
Step 10, states must publish their own map and allow internal challenges to their own map. So the government has published a map. They have invited the states to challenge the map. Then states have submitted initial proposals, and they then have to publish their own map and allow challenges.
Wait, who's challenging it within the state?
Well, organized interest groups, environmental groups, like I don't know who specifically, but
we've barely started. We are just slow. We haven't even made it anywhere, bro. Mr. John Stewart. We're just at the early stages here. All we've spent is millions of dollars and probably 5 years of work, all right, to get to this stage. But bro, this is just the beginning. Yeah.
But literally anybody. This is. Right. I want to say something because
this is what any person needs to do anything in Congress. Do you recognize how retarded the government is actually set up? Do you understand why Elon Musk is actually looking into this shit and trying to cut the waste and the fraud and the abuse?
It's very important I say this. This is the Biden administration's process for its own bill. They wanted this to happen. This is how liberal
Yeah, I wonder where all that money is going.
Government works now.
This is something they instituted for this bill.
For their bill. This is a bill passed by Democrats with a regulatory structure written by Democratic administration. Okay.
This man lost all hope. He lost all hope. Look at him. This is the face of a man who's totally lost. Listen, I want the Democratic Party to literally do better, okay? I think competition is the most important thing for everything. Competition is great, and that's why capitalism is goated and socialism is ass, all right? That's the really short version of it. But competition is so good. Right now, the Republicans have no competition. Now you know why there's 21% of the people actually approve of the Democratic Party right now. They have reached a level of cooked that is actually insane. They woked too close to the sun, literally, and they are falling apart.
Right.
Step 11. The NTIA must review and improve the challenge results and the final map. So the NTIA has put forward a map. The states have challenged that map. Then the states have put forward their maps, had other challenges. And now the NTIA must review and approve the challenges to the state maps. Okay. So we've done step 11, NTIA must review and approve challenge results and final map. We've lost
I'm sure no embezzlement happens at all during all 11 of these stages so far.
Of the applicants at that point. Step 12. States must run a competitive sub-granting process.
Oh my fucking God. At step 12, after all this has been done.
Yeah, none of that could have happened along the way.
Nope, they did not accept any funds. No funds have been granted yet. We are still cooking, guys. This is the government being at peak efficiency. We don't need DOGE. Yeah, Elon Musk is unelected. It's a constitutional crisis. Dude, this face is worth all of it. All of it, bro. This man is out here gargling Democrat cock for years. This is the greatest advertisement for DOGE of all time.
We have now lost 17 more applicants. So now 30 of 56 have completed step 12. Step 13, states must submit a final proposal. This all the proposals weren't enough to NTIA.
All right, so we got the planning stage. We did the initial proposals. We did the fundraising, the moderate proposals. All right, so we did not make it to the final proposal yet, guys. All right, we're getting there.
Now that goes to 3 of 56. So we've gone in the last couple steps from 56 had gone to this point to 3 of 56. Step 14. The NTIA must review and approve the state's final proposal. And that is 3 of the 56 jurisdictions and states are there. In summary, states are nearly at the finish line. And it says to stop their progress now.
He's gone. It's over, bro. He's gone. It's over. Step 15. Go to give this furtherly to your innie. Your innie will decide finally with no bias, and he will respond to your outie in the future. We must sever and lobotomize all of our employees. All right, I am your ET. You are my poopy. I eat, you poop, and that's what we do here, gamers.
Or worse, to make them go backwards.
You must appreciate all 15 steps equally.
Would be a stick in the spokes of the most promising broadband deployment plans
This is for, oh my God, you're not ready for the best part. This is finally for the giant plan to add broadband internet to the state. All right, that's literally what this is all for. Just regulation to get broadband internet done for the state. All right, that's literally what this 15-step bullshit plan was. All right, but get ready for the final twist
we have ever seen. End scene.
I'm speechless, Ezra. Honestly, like, it's far worse than I could have imagined. But the fact that they amputated their own legs on this.
Yep, that's the Democrats. That's the Democrats.
Is what's so stunning.
She's right. That is the stunning part. That the Democratic Party is literally at fault for everything that's happening to the Democratic Party. But now, do you know the actual twist? After all those steps to get broadband internet, do you know how many houses were actually outfitted with broadband internet? Jon Stewart finds out that the Biden administration spent $42 billion to expand broadband to more American and connected 0 homes in 4 years. So all of those 15 steps and $42 billion and years of fighting and battling, they connected 0 homes to broadband internet. Where's the money? That's a fantastic question, but it didn't go to Elon Musk. So when you see this, all right, when you see this, brother, there is no way you could possibly be against Elon Musk. Literally, it is actually retarded to think that Elon Musk is the problem here. All right, this is the problem here. The government, the shadow people behind the scenes that you have no idea what they did with this money or this time or any of this crap, where politicians are getting rich and nothing else is happening. That's crazy, brothers. That's insanity. They didn't just cut their nose off to spite their face. They ate their own heart after lobotomizing themselves and then kicked themselves in the balls. This is a proverbial suicide, but it's so much worse than that. So Elon Musk, the guy that even Jon Stewart at this point realizes it's kind of important to have him around, Elon Musk mentioned a couple of things over the last couple of days that are absolutely stirring shit up in the best of ways. Now, I love chaos and I love downfalls. So lock in, boys and girls. It gets so much better.
General Bondi has said the same thing. I believe that is exactly what will happen.
Do you know who they are?
We're coming for them.
Do you know who those generals are?
We know. We do.
He know. Look at that smirk. They know who is organizing the protests to firebomb the Tesla dealerships. They know who's funding the protesters, and they are getting ready to make a move. I told you guys at the beginning of the Trump presidency, give me 6 months. Give me 6 months. It might be less than 6 months. I'm not going to even lie to you, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's absolutely insanity. It's crazy. But don't worry, guys. I hope you're not bored, because it gets so much crazier. So this is trying to claim to Elon Musk that DOGE is corrupt. Now, this is very funny because DOGE is literally ending as much corruption as he can. And Elon absolutely shreds her.
Liberal Tesla lover here. My sister has 2 in her family, so have not thrown
I have a Tesla.
Any Molotov cocktails recently, but I wanted to talk to you about what DOGE has been doing. So you've been making cuts to a lot of the agencies that have open investigations and regulatory battles with your companies. At the same time, you continue to get billions in government contracts. Tesla gets billions in subsidies. How do you explain that to the American people?
Well, everything that DOGE does is an open book. So I think the most transparent action, the most transparent organization in government ever.
He's right. Why are you mad? The numbers are on the paper.
Every single DOGE action is listed.
That's why whenever I see people criticizing Elon Musk, they criticize him because he's rich, because he's not elected, because he's a threat to democracy. These nebulous claims. They don't actually go against a single thing he's done. And all the info's out there.
On the DOGE.gov website, It's also listed on the X handle. So if anyone has a concern about any one of those actions, they can bring that up. They can raise that. And I do want to say, like, sometimes we make a mistake. Nobody bats 1,000. We will at times make a mistake, and we'll act very quickly to correct it. Yeah. I am under such an extreme spotlight, so much scrutiny, that it's literally impossible for me to get away with anything nefarious.
It's true. He's completely right. He's probably the most scrutinized person in the world right now.
And obviously, nor do I wish to. So this is a case where we have radical transparency. We're actually willing to admit that we do make mistakes. Often people are not willing to admit they make mistakes, but we are. But we want to emphasize we fix them quickly, and we're trying to do the right thing for the American taxpayer, for the American people. And I think history will be the judge that what we've done here and what we're doing is a very good thing for the strength and future of America.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, he makes a good point. And I wanted to show this to you specifically because DOGE is transparent. So all the people that are complaining about DOGE are not complaining about anything DOGE does. They're complaining about Trump winning and Elon Musk winning and them losing. I showed this on a video the other day, so I'm not going to show this in great detail. But this is exposing something so insane when it comes to the to what DOGE uncovered. You are going to lose your complete and absolute mind.
And this isn't political, by the way. My parents are immigrants. Yeah, this country's been great to us. My brother and sister all born in Spain. I'm pro-legal immigration. This is not political.
So what do you think he's showing them that is not political? Well, it turns out they proved with DOGE that these are non-citizens that were issued social security numbers under Biden. Over 2 million non-citizens got social security numbers in 2024. That is unbelievable amounts of fraud. Unbelievable amounts of fraud. Like, there is no possible way to comprehend this. This number should be at 0, by the way. It should be at 0. Or, you know, at whatever number it is for legal immigrants. But the fact that over 2 million illegal immigrants got freaking, got social security numbers in 1 year? Bro, and you tell me there isn't an invasion, and you tell me there isn't a crisis at the border, and you're gonna make believe that DOGE shouldn't be looking at this shit? Literally, you are shooting yourself in the foot. Democrats agree. They agree that they don't want illegal immigration. They do. Aside from the loud people on social media that say, oh, it's racism when you deport the pedophile murderer immigrant. Then you got a couple of loud people, ree, ree, you know, they do their ree, they scream a little bit, make sure everyone hears them, makes people completely understand the fact that the enemies are retarded. Thank you very much, by the way, you do my job for me, it's very cool. But most importantly, the fact of the matter is, this is bullshit, and DOGE found it. And it's indefensible, and no one actually could defend it except for a couple of retards that are wildly at the far left, so insanely far left that they're retarded. Literally. You got AOC supporting it, and Jasmine Crockett saying there's nothing illegal about illegal immigration. Actual retard moment. So when you see that Elon Musk discovered this, there is no possible way you could be anti-Elon Musk or anti-DOGE. This is legitimately and literally the best thing the government might have ever done for America. And people are still freaking out about it. They're freaking out about it. Even Jon Stewart flipped on this shit. Now, the funniest thing is Democrats are terrified that they're going to be exposed. So Elon Musk said they deleted a terabyte of financial data to cover their crimes, but they don't understand technology, so we recovered it. Bro, they had a terabyte of financial data that proved crimes that they dragged to the trash can on their computer monitor, but didn't click empty trash. You cannot make this up, bro. You can't make this up. It's crazy. Every day gets crazier. Reality is truly wilder than fiction. It's insanity. It's glorious, but it's insanity. This sounds like fake. It sounds not really. See, Hillary Clinton at least poured bleach on her hard drive. All right, now that's pretty clever. They just dragged that shit to the trash can. Oh my God, it's crazy. So the funny thing is, when you see shit like this, and then you see all the protests against Elon Musk, all right? They're bombing Tesla dealerships, they're lighting Teslas on fire, they're going crazy. Why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think they're doing that? Do you think they're doing that because, well, it's a threat to democracy? Or do you think they're doing that because they have something to hide? I personally am inclined to believe the second, and it's going to be very funny when the shit actually gets revealed. Now, in other news of how fucked the Democrats are, because this is a literal insanity situation, this is Bill Maher. He is one of the biggest anti-Trump voices in the world, all right? He is currently at the peak of his popularity. He is mega anti-Trump. He is a very hardcore, old school liberal, and he hates the shit out of the orange man. If it was up to Bill Maher, all the swing states would be blue, but all of them were red. All 7 of them. No wars would have started if he was president. Now, anyway, the reason why I bring this up is because Bill Maher recently was invited to a dinner with Donald Trump. He actually got invited to the White House. So I am very excited to show you this because Democrats are flipping the fuck out. They are losing their mind that Bill Maher might be flipping to the Trump side of the force because he hates the woke bullshit too. See, that's what I mean by it's 80-20 issues. That's exactly what I mean by 80-20 issues. 80% of people agree that you should not have biological men beating up women in sports. All right? 80% of people think that. But because of the fucking retards, the entire Democratic Party has reached 180% cooked. Anyway, I got a couple of nuggets of Bill Maher to show you because this is scaring the shit out of people, and I love it. Oh, a little more chaos injected into me.
The heads of NPR and PBS testified before Congress this week amid accusations of liberal bias. Should the government continue to send taxpayer dollars to public broadcasters?
All right.
Well, a little background here. I mean, they've been after them the Republicans have wanted to get rid of PBS for as long as I can remember. This crowd will probably do it. I mean, I also read my namesake, Catherine Maher, was head of NPR, and
right.
You know, she said, "We're completely unbiased. Give me
Sure.
a break, lady."
Yeah, right. Yeah, your news station is completely unbiased. Oh my, yeah, right. Yeah, fuck. Holy shit. Oh my god. Yeah, all right. Yeah, your news site is completely unbiased, and Rachel Ziegler stormed up support for Snow White.
I mean, they're crazy far left. So
See, that's why Bill Maher flipping is terrifying, because Bill Maher has always been against the far left, which is rational. In my opinion, all right, you ready for my opinion? All right, it's gonna ruffle some jammies. It might even ruffle some feathers. All right, hold on to your panties. My opinion is about to lose your mind. All right, pay no attention to this. This is my explanation of how to get votes, including strategies like calling your opponent Hitler. But let me show you my analysis. All right, so this is the graph. All right, this is the center. This is the left. This is the right. All right, we all on the same page? It all makes sense so far? Are we good? All right. All right, so this is center, this left, this right. All right. So if you are within the circle, you might not be retarded. If you are here, you're a retard. And if you are here, you are a retard. This is just my opinion. No, I don't care. I don't mind if you're right wing. I don't mind if you're a little left wing. All right, listen. But this is the circle. This is called the circle of non-tard. The non-tard circle. You gotta be somewhere in this fucking circle. If you're not in this circle, holy shit balls. Holy shit balls, you are somewhere crazy. All right, if you are all the way on the left, then you're blaming everything on the Jews. And if you're all the way on the right over here, you are also blaming everything on the Jews. It's a coincidence, probably. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is this guy, all right, Bill Maher over here, he is classically here. This is where Bill Maher stands on basically everything. He is happily sitting right there. He is making fun of these guys. So the funny thing is, I wanted to show this to you as an explanation of why they're so scared that he might actually start getting along with Trump. He is literally the voice of reason on the left. All right? That's the crazy shit.
So, I mean,
I call that the Tard rule.
I think we're past the age, really, where the government, first of all, why do we need to subsidize? Why can't we have outlets like this? And we're so polarized. These outlets became popular at a time when Republicans and Democrats didn't hate each other and weren't at each other's throats and didn't think each other was an existential threat. In that world, you can't have places like this, I think, anymore. They have to be private.
I completely agree. I think he actually makes a lot of sense here. I don't think that you should have government-funded propaganda outlets. I think that's insane. It is absolutely insane to have literal government-funded propaganda outlets. I wanted to show you this clip to show you kind of where he stands. He is definitely a Democrat, old-school Democrat, left-wing, definitely left-wing, but even he recognizes that the far left is retarded. The reason why I wanted to show that to you is because everything changed. So, this is Bill Maher talking right before his dinner with Donald Trump, and then I will show you a clip from right after his dinner with Donald Trump. Oh, fuck, everything is changing, and I am winning!
You're going to meet with the president.
I am?
So Kid Rock makes it happen.
Oh, shit.
What do you think has been the response so far? What do you think it will be, and why are you doing it?
All right. Let's gauge backlash, baby.
Which I'm totally for, by the way, and I love it.
I get it. Well, I'm doing it because, first of all, it was presented as
a dare.
not a dare. No, just like
everything changed when the retard nation attacked.
Maybe this is a beginning to heal America. Now,
oh my God! You mean you could actually talk to Trump? I thought he was Hitler, Mr. Maher. I thought he was Hitler. Now you can get along with him after failing to jail him? Interesting. That's crazy.
I don't have some sort of complex where I think I can heal America. I can't.
See, I can. That's where Maher and I are different. I can heal America. All you need to do to contribute to my healing of America is subscribe. We will change every American into recognizing that chaos is actually fucking awesome, and we will make fun of retards together. Bill Maher, he's not on my level, but whatever, maybe one day.
Okay, let's get that clear. I'm not going to be healing America. But if two guys who've been at each other for so long...
Yep.
I mean...
Because Trump doesn't like Maher either.
It's kind of a Nixon to China thing.
I don't know. What do you think, guys? Is Trump gonna invite Bill Maher? Bill Maher's gonna show up to Trump, and Trump's gonna put him in a concentration camp? I mean, that's what the media's been saying. What do you think, guys? Think that's happening?
I have the credentials. There was nobody who was harder on Trump or more prescient about the fact that he wasn't going to leave office voluntarily than I was.
Yep, this dude, holy shit, was he hard on Trump. And Trump was hard on him back. In fact, Trump sued him. I think Trump, just sued him to annoy him. He, sued him for, $500 or some shit. Literally just, these guys have beef. These people beefed for a very long time.
I feel like I have the credentials. But they also respect me because I'm honest about the woke train to crazy town.
Yep.
And I don't shrink from that. And I've also lost a lot of fans for that.
True.
The woke people.
I've lost fans too. I'll admit, I have lost fans. And to those fans, I say, I wish you nothing but luck and love in your life. And when you grow up and realize that my doctrine of retardation is correct, you are welcome back with open arms.
I've left the building and I'm willing to make that sacrifice. But it does give you a certain credibility. So I just think to meet somebody, first of all, it's an honor to be invited to the White House.
Yes, it is.
And I've already had a couple.
Based. He's the president of the United States. All right? God, dude, I'm telling you, there are lefties that are literally shitting themselves right now just by the fact that this is happening. You don't understand the downfalls and the freakouts that are going on. You got people in Congress, on the left, losing their shit that Bill Maher is treating Trump like the president of the United States, not like some crazy despot, evil king ruler. You don't understand, bro. They're 180% fucked.
People who I said to them, I'm just going to take it as a backhanded compliment that you glide right past the idea that little Bill Maher from Rivervale, New Jersey, just a humble kid from the suburbs, was invited for a private dinner to the White House, you glide right past that to how dare you talk to him, and that you're not
They're canceling him for talking to Trump. The tolerant left, ladies and gentlemen.
impressed by
They care about democracy a lot. Yes. Unless, the other guy gets elected.
it at all. I'm impressed by it a lot. I'm impressed the fuck out of it. I get to go to the White House, and yes, that is the structure of this dinner, is just let's talk. Let's talk to each other face to face. Let's not stop shouting from 3,000 miles away. So if they expect me to be leaving in a MAGA hat, they're going to be very disappointed, but I know they don't. And I think it's going to be, look, it probably will accomplish very little, but you got to try, man. You got to try.
I love it.
Damn.
You know Kanye. Bill Maher.
You're no Kanye. No, Kanye, that's on the Candace Owens side of the force. For those of you that are curious, Candace Owens is somewhere here. This is Candace. This is Kanye. All right. I'm just in case you were curious. Anywho, it's happening. It's happening. He's trying. He's making an effort. He hates Trump. He has been on the left forever, and he is meeting Trump. Even though Trump is branded as Hitler and people are flaming him for even giving Trump the opportunity, we are literally here. So Bill Maher has dinner with Donald Trump and then tweets, "Hey everybody, thank you for all the interest in my dinner with the president last night. People are so curious, so unbelievably curious. What is going on here?" So he says, "I promise all will be revealed on the next Real Times on April 11th, as today is April 1st today. No one would believe what I said today. Anyway, honestly, respect, and we will definitely be reacting to that shit on April 11th when it actually happens. I am very curious." But there were other people at that dinner, and there were a lot of very interesting perspectives. Kid Rock says that Bill Maher's dinner with President Trump at the White House blew his mind. Lock in, boys. People are losing it that this even happened.
I went on Bill's show. I went on his podcast, and I said, man,
I still can't believe this shit happened, bro. This is, by the way, the best drip ever worn in the Oval Office award goes to Kid Rock. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that guy. I don't want to be rude. Yep. I'm just saying, Mr. Zelenskyy walked in with his fucking military sweatpants or whatever they are. Nah, bro. This shit's crazy.
Nothing happens if people don't break bread together and meet face to face. He's been one of the president's hardest critics. And we came to dinner, me, Bill, Dana White, and...
Dana White? In case Bill acts up, Dana White will snap his neck. What the fuck is the plan? On April 11th, he's going to be excommunicated from the left. He's already, on the road to be excommunicated by the left just by the fact that he thinks that a man actually is stronger physiologically than a woman on average. He has already made enemies just because he said, demonstrably true statements like that.
And it could not have been better. Everyone was so surprised.
Oh my God, it went well! I'm telling you, this is like the best day for meltdowns literally ever. No, Bill Maher, no! Why would you give him the credibility? Why? No, you fucking retards. He has credibility, okay? Stop it. Of course he has credibility. The dude's the president of the United fucking States of America. He got the popular vote, man. No, Bill Maher, no! Why would you fail us?
Pleasant. The most shocking thing to me was, Bill's obviously a very big liberal, been very hard on the president, but he's donated a lot of money to other politicians. You've had Biden, Clinton, Obama, everybody. He had never been to the White House, and the president was so gracious. He took.
Think about how insane that is, all right? He has been a big fan of Biden, of Clinton, of Obunga, and he has literally donated crazy amounts of money to all of them. He never got an invite to the White House. Not an ounce of gratitude. But Donald Trump, the orange man, in the golden age of America, invited his literal biggest critic. By the way, I don't think you recognize something. This guy, Bill Maher, is probably the biggest Trump critic in the world. All right? I'm not exaggerating. This is not hyperbole. Literally, I think he's probably the biggest Trump critic alive. I say alive because Biden as well, he's sort of in between. But he got invited, and that's fucking awesome. That shows unbelievable balls on Trump's part.
Took us up to the private residence. We saw the Gettysburg Address in the Lincoln bedroom, and I was like, "You've never been here, Bill?" And I was like, "How about this? President Trump, extending this olive branch and we talked about things we had in common, ending wokeness, securing the border. The president was
See, that's what I'm saying, man. Wokeness, securing the border. These are things that I think 80% of people agree with. Literally, I think these are what 80% of people agree with. And somehow the Democrats, because Trump said the other thing, they have to literally fall off the fucking deep end. They have to actually be literal retards. I sometimes feel like a lobotomy is part of the process to actually get into the Democratic Congress. If they don't lobotomize you, bro, they're not gonna let you in. They don't let people with both their cortexes combined in their brains, right? It's actually insane. It is wild.
Asking him what he thought about policy, going on with Iran and Israel and things. It just meant it blew my mind. It was right. I was very, very proud.
Bob, do you think he walked away liking him? Because Trump is the type of person that you got to meet him to understand it.
100%.
Oh my God!
100%. Me and Dana both said there's never been that's ever met the president in any scenario that's walked away without saying wow, what a great guy. He's so funny, so engaging.
Oh my God, dude! You think Bill Maher walked away liking Trump? Oh fuck! Oh Lord, the death spiral.
So smart. And absolutely, Bill even said to me, after that, he goes, wow, that was, everybody's mind was kind of blown. Even the president's, I think, because the president called me late night last night, and, everyone was a little suspect about going into this. And even the president kind of alerted to me a little bit like, what do you got me doing?
Right.
And I go, man, we're just trying to show people that, even though we've been pretty hard on each other, that when you get face to face, maybe we could have a little more civility in this.
This is so unfathomably based. I hate the idea that because there's another party in America, therefore they all must be hated and evil and they're the enemy. I think that in an ideal world, the right and the left would recognize that they have different ideological perspectives, but their goal is both to make America a better country for Americans and be a positive impact on the world. Realistically, that's what both the right and the left should be fighting for, and recognize that the other side is also fighting for exactly that. It became some vicious fight, like an actual vicious war. I think lately, it's because the left fell off the deep end. I literally think the left, they got so powerful with their fucking shadow government and shit. They were so strong, and literally, they fell off the absolute deep end. All right, the Karens and the incels of the world, they all fell off the left side of the fucking chart. And pendulum swings, that's how life goes. But realistically, I think the world becomes better when every party in America recognizes that the other party also wants to do what's best for America and not just literally look at people like villains. I try to see people that way, to be honest. I personally, I make fun of retards no matter where they are. If they're retards, they deserve it. The world needs to start making fun of retards again. I think it's a positive impact on the world. People might not agree with me on this point, but I think we need to make retards again.
This country and try to bring people together,
And
that was my whole intention.
That was so important because so many people now are in their own little silos and they don't even talk to the people across the street because they voted for somebody else. You showed that two of the biggest, most vocal people on both sides of the aisle can break bread, have a good time, and ultimately, I'm sure you took a bunch of pictures.
We did. Well, we kind of checked our phones. The president put his phone on a table, and he said everybody, and the guys kind of took.
Oh my God, he didn't want anyone to record it. That is so based.
Cars, and the White House took some pictures, which I'm sure they'll put out at some point, because I can't wait to have one of those. I was clowning around the White House all day, taking pictures in the bowling alley and this, and running around in my flashy, as your son called it, Peter, my get shot out of a cannon suit. That was funny.
Evil Knievel. Right.
So anyway, that's insane. It is wild that shit happened. Anywho, this is awesome. So I thought everyone needed to see this because apparently Bill Maher brought a list of insults that Trump called him. Over the last 10 years of beef, he literally brought an entire list of shit that Trump actually called him. Every insult ever stated, which is the funniest thing in the world. I admire the dedication of like generational haters like that. I have a little collage of hate comments myself. I read them before going to sleep every night. All the people telling me that they wish that my parents were, you know, murdered in the Holocaust and shit. Those comments, they make me happy. They give me a good time.
2015, and he's been relentless, really, ever since.
Yeah, well, Bill, when he showed up at the White House, he had actually brought a list of insults Trump had said about him.
How insane is that? And dude, and Trump's response is crazy. At least Bill took it to Trump instead of putting it on Twitter. True.
And gave it to Trump, and what did he do?
You ready? You ready to hear what Trump did? If you've heard this already, you're probably smiling already. Guess what Trump did when he saw that list? Are you ready? Lock in, boys.
He signed it.
Trump signed the paper of all the insults he's ever called him. Bro, that is some Pirate King One Piece shit. That's insanity. Oh my god. How based is that? The goat. Holy shit.
Which is very Trumpian. And they laughed and they laughed. Kudos to Maher. You know, he knows this is going to burn whatever bridge that remains with the tolerant left.
Yep, tolerant left is cooked.
But he said full steam ahead. And you got to give credit to Kid Rock. You know, he went out on a limb, you know, as a bridge between.
Yeah, again, everyone, it's so funny. Everyone on the right that sees this happen is like, wow, it is so nice to see bridges built between two people that didn't get along for a long time. That's nice. And then the tolerant left can't believe you'd betrayed us. You've befriended Hitler. You're like Goebbels now. How dare you? Oh my god. Just put the Jews in the chamber while you're at it. Yeah. Anyway, the tolerant left, ladies and gentlemen. So I wanted to cover that because over the last few days alone, you had Bill Maher and you had Jon Stewart completely and utterly shredding the left. Mostly because the left is shredding themselves because these two people are actually being relatively rational about it. Like, they'll see this thing that is relatively rational, and they'll be like, Ree! How dare you deport the rapist pedophiles? I mean, I just made a video about how the Democrats are defending a fucking necrophiliac. You don't understand. There is a dude that murdered and then raped the corpse of somebody, and people on the left are like, are you sure that you should have deported him? That's a little racist. In other news of the media absolutely losing their shit, this is a CNN reporter destroying a 60 Minutes reporter. And this is the left-on-left violence that we truly love on this channel. So I felt like it would be important to include.
We are back, and it's time for the News Nightcap, Torpedo Bat Edition. The Yankees are setting a franchise home run record with a new type of baseball bat. Ooh. Ones with different shapes and that aren't against the rules, apparently. So each of you now have a few seconds to tell us what else is overdue for an upgrade.
All right, so this is the question. What is overdue for an upgrade? Ready?
Make those bats. In Louisville, Kentucky at Louisville Slugger, so congrats down there. Look, mine is this, an everyday item that needs an upgrade.
You ready for the everyday item that needs an upgrade, ladies and gentlemen?
Leslie Stahl at 60 Minutes.
The leftist newscaster at 60 Minutes. No shot, bro said this on CNN. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Daily appliance that needs an upgrade? That bitch.
After I saw Leslie ask hostage Keith Siegel this weekend, when he...
Yeah, and watch why he's saying this.
He said he'd been starved in captivity. He said, well, maybe they just didn't have enough food to give you. And he had to set her straight. She's been there since 1991. Well, I'm sorry, Leslie, it's time for an upgrade. That
God damn. Left on left violence, baby. Now look at the clip he's talking about.
Was a terrible question.
They were beating.
So this is an Israeli hostage that was taken by Hamas terrorists, and he was beaten and starved with the people around him murdered in front of him for over 500 days in some tunnel in Gaza. All right, so that is the person being interviewed by this reporter. Get ready, because you're about to hear some shit.
Me and starving me.
Right, they starved him.
Do you think they starved you or they just didn't have food?
What the fuck are you doing, lady? This guy was kidnapped from his home. His family was killed. He was beaten and starved. And she's like, are you sure you were starved? Are you sure? I don't know. I don't know. By the way, this is a real statistic. Apparently, there isn't any known cases where people starve to death in Gaza. So I'm just saying that is just a factoid for you guys.
No, I think they starved me, and
He's like, no, they definitely starved me. Yeah.
they would often eat
in front of me.
And they would eat in front of him to humiliate him and make him want food more. We're talking about terrorists here, all right? Sorry, lady. You got to get out of Hassan Piker's chat room for a second. What the fuck? The actual fucking psychotic shit. But anyway, just another situation of the left truly being the tolerant side of the force. I always appreciate it. So it's always fun to me when I see like a CNN reporter being like, all right, everyday appliances we don't need anymore. Get a load of this, bitch. I think that's just another glorious downfall. They can't stop falling down. Like they're trying, they're clawing their way back up. It's really not working. Now, Jasmine Crockett, everyone's favorite retard in Congress. I know she's mine. Every time I see her, I hear it. It's faintly in the background. Oh, what is that? Oh, a wild retard appeared. I can't believe it. Where did she come from? I didn't know. I wasn't expecting anyone, and all of a sudden, boom, there she was. Now, there is a very obvious reason why I'm bringing her up. I, in fact, just made an entire video dissecting her levels of tardation. And it's a pretty great video, I do have to say. Pretty glorious video. I cooked her pretty hard. Now, I don't want to give myself any credit here or anything, but we dove into her complete insanity on the channel already. And I'm so disappointed that I was one day off from another glorious nugget I could have included in the original video. So I made this video over here. Jasmine Crockett is 100% fucked. She is 100% fucked. She's one of the leading Democrats, congresswomen right now. She is absolutely planning on running for president in 2028, 100%. So I'm a little piffed I wasn't able to include this nugget, but don't worry, guys. A tart in the hand is worth two in the bush.
The problem that we have right now is that if we continue down this road, then we will not have a rule of law, because we have people that are currently serving and they're saying things like, ignore the judge's order. What it means to have law and order in this country is that you follow the order and you go through the appeals process, even if you dislike what the judge did. Thank you, and I yield.
Wow, incredible statement. Now, the obvious problem with this statement is the fact that why the fuck does a random judge in bumfuck nowhere, appointed by Obunga, have the power to tell you, sir, you don't have the right to tie your shoes? And you're like, oh man, but I want to tie my shoes. Well, go through the process. File the appeal, all right, all right, we'll get back to you in 4 to 6 years after the appeal is filed. We will see if you could tie your shoes. Now, you probably think, well, that's definitely an oversimplification of what's going on. It's not. There's a law that you deport illegal immigrants, okay? It's a law that you do this, especially when we're talking about terrorists. You don't want a fucking 12-step process. The judge has no fucking power over this instance, but they're making believe he does, which is retarded. You see, I always say Trump doesn't need to run for a third term. What Trump really needs to do is become a little district judge in bumfuck nowhere, and then he'll truly have power.
I'll yield back to Mr. Issa. You had a question for me, which I'll yield to you now if you want to.
Now that there's no time left.
Get ready for it to get obliterated.
Thanks, Eric.
Entertainment.
You're good. You're good at that, but I'll take my own time. I'll recognize myself.
Damn.
And I'm going to note that when Miss Ocasio-Cortez, or
can't even pronounce AOC's name.
AOC as we know her, filed articles of impeachment on Justice Thomas and Alito. Miss Crockett was one of the co-sponsors along with Mr. Cohen, both members of this committee. It does seem interesting that when the shoe is on the other foot, everyone is self-righteous. And I think this is a good example.
Hypocrisy. Turns out when Biden was president, she was all for Biden bypassing the laws of judges that were trying to stop him with shit. Pretty weird that all of a sudden, now that the shoe's on the other foot, she suddenly thinks that random judge in bumfuck nowhere actually has power.
For the last 3 hours, I have had to listen to one side talking about impeachment as though it was the nature of this hearing. It is not.
God damn. He killed her. He murdered her. She's all self-righteous about following the law unless it's actually, her side that wants to break the law. Then it's all good. Anyway, if you want to see more absolute insanity of the Jasmine Crockett variety, definitely check out my Jasmine Crockett's 100% fuck. She is easily the dumbest person in all of Congress. She is racist, sexist, hypocrite that is also retarded. It's truly, God nerfed her like 4 times. But anyway, moving on to other little bits of insanity that happened over the last couple of days, because it's like, dude, it's just so funny. I've never seen this many L's taken.
Hi, I was a worker at HHS. I was fired.
All right, so this dude was fired because obviously he's probably not good at his job. Again, I've told you my opinion about this for a very long time. If someone's not good at their job or not doing their job, fire them, okay? Just because you have a government job, it doesn't mean you're entitled to getting my money.
Illegally on February 14th.
Fired illegally. I love that statement. I was fired illegally. How is it illegal? Did they break their contract? Oh no, they just fired you because you're fucking stupid and dumb and a clown? Well, sorry, that's not illegal.
There are many people who are not getting social service program.
Yeah, that's not true. That's just a lie.
Especially people with disabilities. Are you going to do anything to stop what's happening?
You probably deserved it.
You probably deserved it. But it gets better.
I deserved it.
Watch this. This is cinematic.
I deserved it. Wow.
And everyone's like, that's rude. Why would you say that? No. Why would you be honest? No, the tolerant left is never rude.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Why did I deserve it?
Because you seem like a clown.
Okay.
Cinematic masterpiece. A cinematic masterpiece. You seem like a clown as the elevator doors slowly shut. It's like, dude, Kubrick couldn't have come up with this shit. This is incredible. I personally completely agree. I have a thing to say. This is my opinion on things. If they put the clown makeup on themselves, we have every right to call them a clown. We need to bring back public shaming. I'll be honest. Public shaming, it works. It's great. It's awesome. Speaking of public retards, though, I want to show you some pretty wild footage. This is a 61-year-old lady in a Tesla getting harassed.
Take a look at this. This is video from the victim's Tesla camera. It shows a green car pulling up to a Tesla on busy Route 66.
What's going
then
on here?
Swerving in front to box the Tesla in.
That's
the
crazy.
driver then walks over to the 61-year-old woman in the Tesla and reportedly starts hitting her while she's sitting behind the wheel.
Are we all on the same page? The tolerant left, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot write this stuff down. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. How on earth are the Democrats not coming out against this shit? Because Jasmine Crockett, among all the other retards in the fucking Congress, they're all talking about, oh, we love watching Tesla's stock dropping, guys. We love it when that happens. That's awesome, guys. What is going on? This is a domestic terrorist.
At one point, the woman says she bit the man's hand. Moments later, the passenger of the green car appears to walk over and pull the attacker away. They finally get back in their car and drive off.
Base Tesla dash cams.
We spoke to the victim today who said she was terrified and...
Of course she was terrified. This is a 61-year-old lady. A 61-year-old lady driving a car that she probably bought years ago down the street. A random other guy stops the car and beats her in public. Like, what is going on? This is pandemonium.
Can't understand why anyone would do this.
I was just stunned, and I wished that I would have had someone with me that would have protected
Crazy.
me.
Poor lady.
I'm just appalled. I didn't buy my car for a political statement.
By the way, even if she did buy her car for a political statement, it's still fucking retarded and evil.
I bought my car because it's really fun to drive, and my politics have nothing to do with that, and I'm ashamed of our society.
True. And you know who really is the shameful people in society right now? It's the people that can't get the Democratic approval rating over 21%.
What they're doing.
The victim, along with the other Tesla owner who received a threatening note and text, have both now signed up for a gun safety course.
Yep, that's what happens. All the anti-gun people are really pushing people to get guns. Pretty weird.
At gun range north of Flagstaff. They tell us they don't feel safe right now and want to be able to protect themselves.
Pretty wild. Again, and so who is radicalizing people? Whenever this shows up, it makes me want to mention something really real. People don't radicalize themselves. It's always something else that radicalizes someone else, all right? No one just immediately radicalizes themselves. The left gets radicalized by the right gets radicalized by the left. People get radicalized by their surroundings and by people around them. The tolerant left is currently radicalizing more and more people to the right. No one hates the left, like former leftists. Because the right-wing people said, oh, well, the left, they're always crazy, they're always retarded. But the former leftists, those guys, holy shit. Once again, to pull up my handy-dandy graph here just for a second. Trump used to be here, okay? Joe Rogan used to be here. Elon Musk used to be here. But as time went on, slowly but surely, now they're here. How does that fucking happen? It happens when biological men are beating up women in fucking sports. And the left is like, yeah, this is justice. I'm telling you, it comes from the radicals that push people away. Now, again, there's more and more cases like this. Like, this is going on in full swing, and for some reason, it is not condemned anywhere. Why does no one ever condemn it? I don't know. It's evil and it's insane. So this is police identified the man who keyed a Tesla in Arizona.
See, this man, now identified as 62-year-old David Moeller, keyed this Tesla at Santan Village Shopping Mall in mid-March.
Yeah, so this guy's going to jail.
The owner, Sean Janessian, noticed the damage first, then went back.
Teslas have cameras, because people are so retarded.
You can watch his vehicle's recording system.
Oh,
Sean reached out to Gilbert police, who arrested Moeller.
Good shit. I think these people should be famous. I think every single person that gets arrested for domestic terrorism should become famous. All of them. Put them on a billboard. These people are in jail. Put their faces on walls.
Using his video and surrounding surveillance videos of nearby businesses. We asked for Moeller's mugshot and have still not received it. Sean has no idea who this man is and is understandably very angry about the situation.
No shit. Anyway, these are more and more cases, many such cases of the tolerant left every time. Gotta love it. But that's not the only thing that is radicalizing people. It's not just the domestic terrorists on the left. It's also the people defending the foreign terrorists on the left. So, moving on to immigration and deportation for a second, because this is incredibly relevant for today's video specifically. We gotta defend more people that are having sex with corpses, I guess.
Well, Sandra, also in Boston, ICE there arresting another illegal alien charged with aggravated child rape.
All right, so this is a actual pedophile illegal immigrant. All right? Let's all be on the same page. This is a bad guy. A bad fucking guy.
It's just the latest example in what appears to be a recurring problem in the state of Massachusetts.
That is pretty wild. See, no one likes my opinions. My opinions are based, and everyone else's opinions are cringe. Hear me out. Here's the solution. All right? I'm telling you. So, I was talking a lot earlier about my Hunger Games idea where we take 100 illegal immigrants and we put them all in a circle. We put them all in a circle, and we have them fight to the death, and the winner gets deported for free. But I don't know, I'm thinking we could broaden the scope. I feel like Hunger Games could get boring all the time. We gotta think of new ways to make this shit happen. Like, for example, every time you catch an illegal immigrant, they should be given a weapon. All right, listen, I know you're gonna say this is cringe, but they should be given a weapon and kill 5 illegal immigrant pedophiles, specifically the pedophiles, all right? Now, hear me out. We'll have the aliens versus predators. Right? Tell me that shit wouldn't be epic. Aliens versus predators. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be huge. An ice age of America. Hear me out, guys. It's gonna be crazy.
But instead of cooperating with federal agents, a Boston judge is now holding an ICE agent in contempt of court.
Do you see what's happening? This guy arrested an actual convicted pedophile. An actual convicted illegal immigrant pedophile. And here we got activist Judge Donut Toledo, holding him in contempt of court.
This is after the agency took a different man into custody in the middle of his criminal trial. Senior correspondent Eric Sean has all the details. So, Eric, what the heck happened here?
Yeah, Bill.
So when a Democrat sees this, what do you think they say? Do you think they say, oh, good, keep that pedophile arresting cop behind bars? Or do you think they say, holy shit, the Democratic Party is 180% cooked right now?
Was on trial in a Massachusetts state court, but the judge dismissed the case because ICE grabbed the defendant. And now that judge, well, he's blaming the ICE agent.
What?
Where are you taking him? Where are you taking him?
Bro, Karens are literally the fucking villains of today's society. What is going on?
Take a look at this video of...
It's Karens and Gooners. These are literally the two groups of people that cause 90% of the problems.
William Marteller.
13% of Karens and Gooners cause 52% of the crime.
Braun, as he left court on the second day of his trial in Boston. His attorney says he is being taken by ICE agents who then stashed him in an SUV and drove away. Marteller Braun is from the Dominican Republic. He is charged with giving false information when he applied for a Massachusetts driver's license.
Ah, that's illegal, isn't it?
But his arrest by ICE prompted Boston Municipal Court Judge Mark Somerville to blast the agency.
They were literally doing their job. They were literally doing their job. What is even going on? The guy did a crime. A crime that you get arrested for. They arrested him. What is happening?
Accusing ICE of violating Marteller Braun's rights, and he held the ICE agent in charge of the case in contempt of court.
In contempt of court. Dude, it's insane.
This is a disturbing case.
I am Judge Obungus Chungus, and I, for one, stand against your right to arrest criminals. I am the tolerant left.
This is a case of obstruction of justice.
Obstruction? They arrested a criminal. How is that obstruction of justice?
It's a case of violating the defendant's right.
What right? What right are they violating?
To be present at trial and confront witnesses against him. Couldn't be more serious.
Listen, I am not only arresting you for being in contempt of court, but you've also stolen my eyebrows. I will not stand for this.
Marteller Braun's lawyer, Murat Erkan, tells us that ICE, in his words, illegally kidnapped his client.
They always use this term. They always say kidnapping every single time. They use kidnapping as like the literal go-to move. I can't believe you'd kidnap like that. Sir, we arrested him because he committed a crime. Kidnapping, I tell you! It's like such escalation. It's bullshit terminologies.
My client was disappeared in the middle of a trial.
He was disappeared!
In which he was defending himself against allegations that the government made. That's what occurred, and it is a sobering and highly concerning event for.
It's so sobering and concerning
for anybody that loves freedom and democracy in this country.
Oh my God! It's literally the buzzwords. Everyone uses the same fucking buzzwords.
But Trump orders Tom Homan has accused the state of going easy on illegal immigrants, and he's promised to go to Boston himself to confront the situation.
They're sending the wall. But don't worry, that's not the only thing the wall has to say, because the wall was recently asked again in similar situations. You know, he's deporting illegal, like Venezuelan criminals and shit. He's on the news to once again blast our favorite political party.
Past administration tried to extend TPS. So the administration got rid of it. Your administration under Donald Trump's leadership got rid of it quickly. A federal judge is disagreeing with this, but it's the reasoning that got me. This is what he said in his ruling. There's no evidence that Venezuelan TPS holders are members of the TDA gang, have connections to the gang, and or commit crimes.
Right, so this is the argument that the judge is making. We actually don't know if any of these people commit crimes. We don't know if the Venezuela terrorists that are in the country illegally are actually committing crimes. That's the argument.
Generalization of criminality to the Venezuelan TPS population as a whole is baseless and smacks of racism predicated on generalized false stereotypes.
It's racism, guys, that the illegal immigrant terrorist is being deported. It is so racist of you to deport the illegal immigrant pedophile. I cannot believe this. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest here. They're an illegal immigrant. They are in the country illegally. That is a fact that everyone agrees with. So, I agree that literally #1 job for the ICE agents and stuff is to go after the violent illegal immigrants. But these are illegal immigrants. This is a fact. Everyone agrees with the fact that this is an illegal immigrant, okay? This is someone who is in the country illegally, who was given ample opportunity to identify themselves and leave, okay? This is the person they're defending and has ties to a terrorist organization. This is actual clown world.
The administration didn't bring stereotypes to the court. That's not the reason.
Obviously not. They feel like it's easier to call them racist. Oh, you're so racist for deporting the terrorist pedophiles.
For getting rid of TPS. So what is this judge talking about?
Look, it's another activist judge making a stupid ruling. It just doesn't make sense. You know, I've been around since 1984, Lawrence, and a TPS, temporary protective status, is never temporary. And President Trump is going to do his job by the rule of law. The law says temporary status. Once the conditions in that country they're from, once the conditions change, then people should be removed from the United States. It's only a temporary status. For instance, if there's a hurricane and it devastates a part of a country, we'll give them TPS until that country gets back on their feet. But TPS isn't meant to be decades long. So President Trump...
No shit. TPS is temporary protective services. When they originally brought them into the country, they were under some sort of... They were legal. Now, it ran out, and they are no longer legal. So they are not legally in the country. So what he is doing is taking the people that are not legally in the country, and he is taking them out of the country. This is not complicated. Unless, of course, you're an Obunga-appointed judge.
Who's promised American people, we're going to enforce the laws enacted by Congress and signed by the president. We're going to use the laws of this country to secure the border and enforce our immigration.
Bro, the laws of this country, but the judge says something against the law. Maybe we should listen to the judge breaking the law.
Congressional law, that's exactly what we're doing. TPS needs to be temporary in nature. We need to follow the rule of law and not some advice from an activist judge who makes a foolish ruling, not based on law, but based on opinion. If you look at that...
Yep. The judge is based on racism. He decided to stop the government from following the law. Welcome to society. And you know, the funniest part is... the Democrats are against this too. Every rational Democrat is also against illegal immigrants because there are laws. There are laws. That's why they keep losing. That's why 21% of people approve of them. There are literally rules and laws. And the activist judges are going against the laws to fight for the illegal immigrants. So I already showed this in my video yesterday, but I think it bears repeating. The reporters were bothering Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, a lot. Yesterday in regards to the fact that, you know, a judge said you shouldn't deport the illegal terrorist pedophiles. So she absolutely cooked. And I wanted to wrap up this episode of Democrats Are Cooked with 60 seconds of cooking with Caroline.
Let me tell you why we've made this commitment. MS-13, may I remind each and every one of you, is a brutal and vicious gang. They raped and strangled a 20-year-old autistic woman to death in Maryland.
These are the people the Democrats are defending right now.
They hacked 4 people to death with machetes in a park on Long Island.
These are the people the Democrats are kind of defending right now.
They have kidnapped, sexually tortured, and shot a teenage girl in Texas after she insulted them, allegedly.
This is the person that right now the Democratic judges are trying to stop from getting out of the country.
Killed and mutilated a 17-year-old girl in Virginia, stabbing him 16 times and cutting off his hands.
That's why it's kind of crazy. That sounds pretty fucked up if you ask me.
Headed and cut out the heart of a man in Washington, D.C.
Yep, that's pretty wild. Honestly, that's why they're 180% fucked right now.
They raped and murdered a 13-year-old girl in California.
And then you have people being like, derm, Trump bad.
They sex trafficked a slew of young girls, including one who was just 12 years old.
Now, I'm no moral compass, but I think that's pretty bad.
Raped an 11-year-old girl in Brooklyn while...
Again, don't mean to be cringe, but raping 11-year-old girls, keep that shit away from me. That's evil. That's evil last I checked.
Her brother was in the room. Sex trafficked a 13-year-old in Maryland and Virginia.
That's not good.
Miles away from this White House, even beating her 26 times on her backside with a baseball bat. Pressured homeless New Yorkers to undergo unnecessary surgeries such as spinal fusion in order to bolster their fraudulent lawsuits. These are...
But there was no migrant crisis under Biden, remember?
...are vicious criminals. This is a vicious gang. And I wish that the media would spend just a second of the same time you have spent trying to litigate each and every individual of this gang who has been deported from our country.
Yep, because every single one of these people that gets deported literally has an entire fucking fan base of people. Literally. That is the insanity that's going on. The Democratic Party lost their core base so badly, that they're fringe as shit right now. And this is what they're defending. And then you got the activist judges. No, she's lying! Stop calling them terrorists! You're dehumanizing them! It's racist to call them terrorists!
The innocent Americans whose lives have been lost at the hands of these brutal criminals. We maintain our position and very strongly. Let me tell you.
Yeah, she cooked. And the reality of the matter is that a lot of people don't want to recognize the fact that actually deporting illegal immigrants is actually a good thing. And if you are defending them, then you have lost the plot so hard for the sake of your culture war. There is no crime in Ba Sing Se. And ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the critically acclaimed Democrats 180% fuck. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know how we're gonna top this for 190%, but if they get to 190%, I'm gonna be there. See you in the next one, gamers. Stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.